everyone, this is Sanchita and today we're gonna discuss the chef and ice cream problem from June Long Challenge 2020. But before moving on to the explanation or solution part, it's really very important for us to understand what the question means. So, moving ahead, our chef owns an ice cream shop in Chefland named Scott's. Now, there are only 3 types of coins in Chefland: rupee 5, 10 and 15. However, an ice cream just costs rupee 5. Now, it's a warm day and there are n people standing in a queue to buy ice cream from Scott's. Each person wants to buy exactly 1 ice cream. Now, every person has a coin with the value 5, 10 or 15. And it is only possible for someone to buy an ice cream when the chef can give them back their exchange. For example, if a person pays with a rupee 10 coin, then chef needs to have a rupee 5 coin which he can give it as exchange. Now initially our chef has no money and we have to tell him whether he would be able to serve all the people or not. Now this is a very easy question which could be done by checking several conditions. Here I have created 2 variables, counter 5 and counter 10, which are going to count the number of 5 rupee coins and 10 rupee coins received by the chef respectively. So, if the chef receives a 5 rupee coin, then we need to increase the counter 5 variable by 1. Otherwise, if the chef receives a 10 rupee coin and he has a spare 5 rupee coin, then we need to increase the count of 10 by 1 and decrease 5 by 1, because we need to give a 5 rupee coin as exchange. Now, if the chef receives a 15 rupee coin and has a spare 10 rupee coin with him, then we need to decrease the counter of 10 by 1. Here, we are not increasing the count of 15 rupee coin because chef cannot use a 15 rupee coin as an exchange to any amount received by him. Moving ahead, if the chef receives a 15 rupee coin and he doesn't have a 10 rupee coin with him, which we checked earlier, but he has 2 spare 5 rupee coins with him, then he could decrease the count of 5 by 2. And now if none of these conditions are matched, then chef cannot serve all the people. Then how could we do this? Let's look at the algorithm. We need to start, then we can input all the values in an array. Then we must check the discussed conditions and perform the operations, print the result, and that ends our entire program. So guys, it's this simple. Now let's have a look at the coding part. Now let's have a look at the input and output format. The first line would contain an integer t denoting the number of test cases. Okay. The next line would contain an integer n, the number of members in the line. The following line would contain n space separated integers. Alright. Now our output should be yes if all people can be served or no otherwise. These are the constraints. Alright. Let's have a look at the example input now. The first line has 3, that means 3 test cases. The first test case has 2 members in it. The first pays rupee 5 while the next pays rupee 10. Now the chef could return rupee 5 to the second person and hence all the members could be served. Now the next test case also has 2 members. The first pays him rupee 10. But chef do not have any money with him to return to the first person. Therefore all the members could not be served and the output is no. The third case also has 2 members. The first pays him rupee 5 while the next pays him rupee 15. Now the chef does not have 2 coins of rupee 5, so the example output stands out to be no. And these are the explanations which I already gave you. So here we go. I am going to code in Java and have already written some of the code to save time. I'm using scanner class for taking user input. He stores the number of test cases. N stores the number of members in the queue. CNT5 and CNT10 are performing their roles as discussed. A variable answer of Boolean type is created which stores true initially. It will be made false if none of the conditions discussed are satisfied. An array coin of n size is created and we iterate through it and store the value of coins that every member possesses. Now we need to check the conditions. So our first condition was that if the coin is 5, we need to increase CNT5 by 1. Let's do it. And now the next case was that if the value of coin is 10 and the value of CNT5 is greater than 0, then we need to decrease the value of CNT5 by 1 and increase the value of CNT10 by 1. Let's do it. Okay, so now our next case was if the value of coin is equal to 15 and CNT10 is greater than 0, then we need to decrease the CNT10 by 1. Okay, so the next case was if the value of coin is 15 and CNT5 is greater than 1, then we need to decrease CNT5 by 2. Let's do that. Okay, so now if none of these conditions are satisfied, we are going to make our variable answer as false. Let's do it. Here we are done. Now we just have to check whether our answer is true or false, and then we need to print out yes or no accordingly. Here we can break out of the loop, which will reduce the number of iterations. Okay. So let's check our answer and print accordingly. So here I've checked. If answer is true, we are going to print yes, otherwise no. That completes our code. Now let's check it. Alright, so our code ran successfully. That was it, guys. The problem was this easy. All the best for the next one.